Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Y2. I'm your Gamer. In the last episode we took on the first two members of the Elite Four. We took on Marshall and we took on Grimsley. Today we'll be taking on Shauntal and Caitlin. But before we get started, I would like to remind you guys to give this video a like if you guys enjoy my content, or if you just like watching like some of the shit that I do or some of the things that I say. Just be sure to give the video a like, share it with your friends. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. All that other happy crap. So we're going to be starting off today with Shauntal, whose team consists of a level 56 Clefairy, a level 56 Drifblim, a level 56 Golurk, and a level 58 Chandelure as her ace. Our strategy here is going to be using Espeon throughout the entire battle for the most part, depending on how things play out. My Espeon currently has the Spell Tag item, which I hadn't had on it before, and I also had a Twisted Spin, which would have probably been useful against Marshall, but I just didn't think of it. So the Shadow Tag, or not the Shadow Tag, the Spell Tag will boost my Shadow Ball just enough to kind of push us through this entire battle almost single-handedly. Actually kind of is single-handedly, but whatever. The only threats that were in this battle were actually the Drifblim and the Golurk, because they are actually bulky enough to live the Shadow Ball even with the Spell Tag equipped to my Espeon. Originally, without the Spell Tag, this Shadow Ball would bring down Clefairy into the red unless I either A, got a critical hit, or unless it was a low damage roll. But to ensure that we got past that low damage roll mark, we decided to put the Spell Tag on this, and that pushes us just over that little, damage line, I guess you could call it. So in comes the Drifblim. The Drifblim carries Psychic, Thunderbolt, Acrobatics, and Shadow Ball. Pretty much everything she has uses Shadow Ball except for Golurk, who has Shadow Punch. For whatever reason, the Drifblim used to use Acrobatics on me instead, so I don't know what that's all about, but whatever. I guess, stab move, it gets a boost because it has no item, but whatever. Anyways, in comes her Ace, which is the level 58 Chandelure. Probably just coming in to try and use that Shadow Ball, but Chandelure doesn't really have all that amazing defenses, so Shadow Ball is going to be more than enough to take it out. I think even without the Spell Tag, it would still one-hit KO. So, yeah. And then in comes Golurk. The reason why Golurk would actually be a problem is if for some reason Drifblim managed to live, because if it did, it would have the opportunity to fire off either an Acrobatics or a Shadow Ball, leaving me in damage range to be killed by a Shadow Punch. However, it died, and as a result, we were at full health, so even if the Golurk had lived, I probably would have been able to live at least one hit and kill it with the Shadow Ball, but it still dies in one hit. So that takes care of Shauntal in less than, 2 minutes. Well, not less than 2 minutes, like a little over 2 minutes, but whatever. That's still pretty fast, considering, whatever. I'm going to give you the heads up now. Espeon is definitely the MVP of this entire episode. It literally does everything all by itself. So, just kind of putting that out there. There was an instance where I was actually considering bringing in either Skarmory or Samurott, but it wasn't necessary for this fight. Now for this fight, we have to change up the item on Espeon, because her lead is a level 56 Musharna. She also has a level 56 Reuniclus, a level 56 Sigilif, and a level 58 Gothitelle. So we have to give a Chesto Berry to Espeon for this to work, at least for this battle, of course. The Musharna carries both Dream Eater and Yawn, so for whatever reason the AI decides to always lead with Yawn on this, at least whenever I'm leading Espeon. So giving it to the Chesto Berry allows me to fire off 2 Shadow Balls, let myself go to sleep because of the Yawn in order to get that second Shadow Ball in and kill the Musharna, and then whenever I fall asleep, the Chesto Berry will wake me up. So there's that. Also, for whatever reason, I had, I guess, a bunch of items backed up from, just picking up random things. So we have some other things that we will be using that are very unique in this episode. At least I hardly ever do this, but it's actually a must for this battle, at least if I want Espeon to sweep this battle as well. So as you can see, we go for the second Shadow Ball after the Yawn. This will not only give me a level up to level 63, but it will also give me the KO on Musharna, which is definitely a extra bonus. The level up also increases my stats, obviously, and that kind of helps in the damage calculation for the rest of their team, or for her team. So there's that. Now, for whatever reason, she decides that Sigilif is the optimal Pokemon to bring in here, and she has Gothitelle with Shadow Ball too, so I don't understand why she decided against bringing Gothitelle here to do more damage, considering it's a higher level, but whatever. So as you can see, I kind of actually wanted the Sigilift to win, or not win, but live here. Just because this is because it always lives in the red, which gives me a turn to set up with an X special, so it gives me a +1 in my special attack while she heals. It's just absolutely free. And considering my original damage roll brings it down into the red, as long as I don't get like a really low or very like minimum damage roll, this will definitely kill. So going for the Shadow Ball again, this does definitely take out the Sigilift. And considering the fact that I'm not only fast, but I'm also at +1 special attack now, means that nothing that she has will be able to stand up to anything that my Espeon can do, which is obviously going to be Shadow Ball, Shadow Ball, Shadow Ball. So, yeah, that's basically how this ends. The Ace, the level 58 Gothitail, goes down in a single Shadow Ball, leaving only her level 56 Ryu Nicholas, who does not have any form of taking down an opposing Psychic type. It does, however, carry the annoying Recover move, as well as it has Psychic for Stab, Energy Ball, and Focus Blast. Not particularly sure why she's using Energy Ball, but I mean, whatever. I mean, more power to her, I suppose. But with this final Shadow Ball, Ryu Nicholas goes down, and that means that we have finally defeated all 4 members of the Elite Four. Obviously, like I said before, and before the last time, we will be doing 2 members of the Elite Four per episode, and then we will be doing the champion in its own episode, which is obviously going to be maybe about 5 or so minutes, just because it is the champion. And after that, we'll get started in the post game. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that. If you, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and yeah, because I really do like knowing that you guys either enjoy my content or not, things like that. If you don't like it, leave a comment telling me how I can improve, etc. But yeah, be sure to stay tuned for the next episode, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer signing out.